And we're back.
All right.
Welcome to the Cavalry, everybody. It is great to be back.
It is so great to be back. Hey, we have got one hell of an episode because we have no guests.
I literally thought we had a guest who's scheduled for next week who's going to be great. So funny. I won't even tell you who it is.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's very exciting. But I thought that they were coming on this week, and I texted him like, okay, here's the invite. See you soon. And Johnny had to tell me, like, no, you idiot. It's the two of us.
I said, good news. Good news, Andrew. It's just us, no guest.
Yeah, the way it was meant to be. The natural way, you know?
Yes. Can I start out by telling you something? I put this in my notes because I just wanted to bring it up. I can't say who it is. Not because I don't, just because it's so disgusting. I don't want to embarrass this person. Not that anyone knows this person, but so they told me firsthand they did this. They're like, oh, I was going to pick up your kids and I forgot my mask. I didn't have a mask. And I saw a mask on the ground at the park. And so I just put that on. I was like, I cannot believe that I didn't have a mask, so I just French kissed a homeless person, basically, is what they did.
That is, you do wonder, like, because you get scared because you get labeled an anti-masker or something, but, like, there's got to be a lot of secondhand diseases caught just because of people who are so reckless with the mask sharing. And some people, like, are weirdly prideful about how gross their mask is or what mask they're willing to wear. I know my father-in-law was, like, bragging to us. He's like, yeah, I've had one mask this entire pandemic, and it's got, like, crap all over it and mustard stains, and I don't care. It's like, who are you owning with that? Like, you're the one who has to wear the mask. You know, what statement are you making by wearing this disgusting thing around your face all the time?
Well, before I went into Kohl's and I didn't have a mask. I was like, oh, do you guys have free masks you give out? I don't have a mask. And they're like, oh, we don't, but we have these cloth ones, but they're not, we don't give them, well, you can just have it. And it's like the nicest mask I've ever worn. It's like got adjustable thing, so it doesn't give me a headache from pulling on my ears. So that's the one I use all the time. I just keep it in the car, and I can wash it because it's cloth. But before that, I was wearing I was one of those ones wearing the same disposable with poop stains on the mouth.
It's weird. See why you got the bidet, I guess. But
oh yeah, we have to talk about it.
I can't wait. But I get the mask panic. Like, I get, like, you show up to, Home Depot or whatever, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have a mask. And then you'll grab anything. You really will, like, anything.
Are you talking about when you're in the car or when
in the car? Yeah, I'll grab any mask in the car. Like, I won't pick up one off the ground of the parking lot of the Home Depot. Like, I'm not a psychopath.
Right.
But yeah, like, anything in the trunk, or like, it's been, like, under this bag, or it was in, like, a pocket of a sweatshirt that's been in the back for, like, 3 months or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll use those masks for sure. But no, I'm not so desperate to pick one up. Wow. I like most places now, because remember when it was, like, impossible to get a mask? Like, you couldn't even get them. But now, like, most grocery stores, like,
people saying that. I never remember not being able to get one myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember it was like, I don't know, everyone was, like, hoarding them or something. Like, the ones, like, the surgical ones or whatever.
Yeah,
but like, now you go to the grocery store, I'm surprised Kohl's didn't have them for free. If you forget them at, like, Trader Joe's or whatever, they just have them out, ready to go. Like,
box at the door.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be. Everywhere it needs to, like, we're lazy Americans, You've got to have the thing for me for free wherever I show up in case I forgot mine.
That's right. That is right.
But that is very gross. to whoever that person is. Post-show banner? Is it a name we can divulge in post-show banner?
It's not anyone would know. I'll just tell you.
Oh, okay. Oh, just tell me. Whisper it into my ear, Johnny. All right, fine.
Post show banner.
Post show banner.
That's a new tier in the Patreon.
Whoa. We are getting greedy, folks.
Yeah.
I recorded my album this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank you to anybody who listens to this who came. I think there were a couple of you. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Yeah, it was fun. It all went off without a hitch, I'd say. The only thing
tell me about the venue. Is this a venue that has comedy regularly or no?
No. It's like a rock and roll venue.
Ooh.
It's like really cool. But the only downside was like they sold all their chairs during the pandemic. You know, like rock and roll shows.
Yeah.
I'm not aware, but apparently they're not big on chairs. You know.
Yeah, they just have like a pit.
They stand there. Stand the whole time. No wonder I don't go to concerts. but
really showing your age.
I know. But then so the guy he was like, "Oh, are you going to want chairs?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's going to be big for I don't know if you know comedy, but standing doesn't seem to work." So, we had to rent like 65 chairs or something. And that's the real glamour of show business when you get to your own show early and set up chairs.
What does the venue hold?
Oh, it only holds like
5?
80 or so. Yeah, like they had stools around the sides, and then they had we supplemented with the 65 chairs. So it's a small little spot, which is why I was able to do 2 shows and.
Okay.
So yeah, it all went good, and like I said, thanks for people coming out, and should be coming out here in a few months. So,
do you know what you're gonna call it?
Yeah, well, so I have a bit. This was actually my friend Tyler Bowe's idea. Shout out Tyler Bowe.
I thought you were gonna say Tyler Bowe's bit.
Oh, yeah, I have this
album after.
Yeah, this album's more like a bunch of covers. I just took like some of my favorite comedians and did all their jokes and figured I'd try and make some money off of it. No, but I have a bit where I make fun of like companies who post jobs. You see me do it, I think, on those Zoom shows, but where they're like,
we're looking for a rock star.
Yeah, rock star. We're looking for a rock star. So he was like, "Hey, you should call it rock star." And then I like that because also we recorded it in this venue, and the images of it, like it looks like the stage is like all these like symbols on it and stuff. So it's like kind of like a rock and roll stage, and then but then it's also like sort of ironic. I feel like because it's like I'm clearly not a rock star, and I set up my own chairs before and and took them down after. So it's like very not rock star behavior.
Yeah.
And anyone who listens to this knows that I'm not a rock star. So I think I'm going to call it rock star.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, really cool.
That way you'll also snag all those people that are like, I want to listen to something, but I don't know what yet. And they do a search for rock star.
Right.
Boom, they got their album.
Exactly what they were not hoping to hear. A guy talking about Wendy's. Yeah. But it's funny because like I was thinking like, yeah, it'd be good to catch, like I know some comedians I think have even tried that, but like if you called your album like Taylor Swift or something, just to try and catch the stray streaming, because if you even get like 1% of people, it's like that's like huge, right?
Yeah.
But my it's funny because you say like who would search for rocks? Yeah, you know what I'm in the mood for? Some rock star music. You mean like rock music? No. I want them to be real stars, but I don't know which one.
I just don't know which one.
I want a rock star music.
I don't know who they are.
I don't know who they are. I just want you to assure me that they are stars and that it's rock, and that's what I want to listen to. But my parents, during the pandemic, they would like eat dinner at home, obviously, every night. And still the pandemic, but whatever. People go out now. But like they would tell Siri, like, or not Siri, what's the one for Amazon? Alexa. They would tell Alexa, like, play dinner music. like every because they're like, oh, we want it to be more of like an environment when we eat dinner. So they play dinner music, but whatever it is with Amazon, it always start. They wouldn't specify any type of music, just dinner music,
Yeah.
and Alexa would always start with the same playlist. So it's like this, and they didn't like the first three songs. So instead of developing some sort of taste and telling Alexa what type of music, whatever, they just every night they'd say play dinner music, and then they would just skip the first three songs. Like clearly, you guys don't like dinner music.
Right.
I don't know why you can ask for lunch music.
Yeah. Play some soothing eating ambiance music.
Yeah, which is definitely more their style. But anyway, so yeah, it went off. It went good. I'm excited. I'm very relieved that it's over. Tired of telling people to come. There's, and then it's like I don't know. Have you ever done a show where it's like, you know, the 100% of the audience is on you? So like, normally we do comedy clubs, and it's like a bonus if we can get a few dozen people to show up who wouldn't have come otherwise.
Right.
But there's going to be a show either way because the comedy club has a built-in sort of audience who's just going to go because it's Friday night and they know there's comedy.
Oh, yeah.
But
that would be scary.
that's the thing. I cannot stand that feeling of knowing like every single person because it's not a comedy venue, and they're just kind of a venue.
I mean, I think it's great you did it like that, but how, like, that is huge balls. Like, to do that on your recording,
Yeah.
like the night that, like, how come you didn't decide to just do a club that you usually do well?
Well, because one, I wanted to do it in Portland. The Helium Club here, I could have done like a Sunday probably or like a Thursday night, but then you wouldn't get multiple shows, and I wanted like two cracks at it. And then I just kind of thought like I was pretty confident with at the time with like I was like, oh, just run. It's like if I got 100% of the door, I can take that money and spend it on ads, you know.
Yeah.
But like those ads aren't as magic as like I kind of thought, you know, like I was like those Facebook ads don't really work as well as you kind of hope they will. So most of it was like word of mouth, and like I just like constantly told people about it, and like I waited to tell anyone to come to a Portland show till that show, and so that's what kind of worked. But yeah, I just did it because I was like those reasons, you know. Lack of options. Yeah, it worked out. Yeah. I mean, I recommend it. Like my buddy Jono's doing one this weekend, but he only gets the one show. You know, he's doing it at the Comedy Fort. Yeah, Jono's LA. Yeah, he's doing it at the Comedy Fort in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's supposed to be a fun club, but he's doing the Sunday, and then I think he's featuring for somebody all weekend. But so he's got Sunday basically to nail it, you know. And if I hadn't had two shows, like the first show I forgot like 2 or 3 bits, you know. So it's like I was glad to have that second show. And,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, was your goal to do the exact same set each?
No.
Twice. No.
No, I figured I wanted it to be different, so that they'd have something to like throw together, you know. Like I did the first show, I was pretty, you know, just straight. Yeah, I mean, I tried to be loose both, but definitely like way more loose the second show, like improvised more and like did like jokes that I forgot from the first show, and thinking like they can, you know, when they edit it, they can mix it all together or whatever.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, so like I say, it'll be out soon. You guys can listen to it, and if you haven't watched all the jokes on TikTok, then you can enjoy them for the first time.
Yeah, that's so funny. That is one thing I think about, like when I'm like, yeah, if I do a new album, it will be, I mean, it won't have been recorded anywhere, it won't have been on TV, but it'll be on the internet if you go to TikTok, or, you know, because
yeah, the one thing I like about with like TikTok is like I can always just take those videos down, you know, like I can always just hide them. I was thinking of like going through actually and like going like I'm just gonna take down the ones that aren't like viral or whatever, because what's the point of leaving them up? And then I can just, if I get a better version of it some point down the road, then put up that version, like
Yeah.
that's what that's why I like TikTok. I don't know if we talked about this before, but like all these other ones, Instagram or Facebook, it's like we grew up with it, sort of. I don't know when you got on Instagram, like how old you were, but like basically I feel like it was right after college or something for me. And it was precious. It was like, oh, these are my friends.
Yeah.
These are people I know. These are people I respect. I can't just throw shit at the wall. Like, it's got to be like, this is this is an extension of me. And so I have to be kind of careful, and I can't post, things that I wouldn't like. And I feel the same way with Twitter. It's like, this is like my personality or something. So I have to be very careful about with TikTok, it's just like, whatever, just feed the stupid algorithm. That works? Okay, great. Take it. Like, it's the way you should it's like the attitude you should have with like social media. I feel like it's just like, try stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like that way I think Facebook's the only one that I was ever like, oh, precious. I have to keep it clean and tight and like be particular. Twitter, it's such a mess. I was just like, what? I'll put, one of my tweets was, fuck you, Hewlett Packard. Your printers all suck. And I'm like, everyone that follows me is going to see that. Which, by the way, they wrote me back and they were like, hey, this is awkward for us. We'd love to help you out. Can you send us a direct message, not in a public forum, and tell us what's going on? And I have to maintain that angry attitude of, yeah, it sucks. Your printer sucks. I get one every 8 months.
Wait, did that disarm you though a little bit when they were nice, when they wrote back? Did you feel like,
no, I know it. Of course they have to do that. Everyone can see it.
Yeah.
So I know what they're doing.
So, but that backs me up on not owning a printer.
Oh, yes. Because I had to print out like a contract for something and sign it. And, and I was just like, oh, I don't have ink. So I like took out the ink that I did have and shook it. And I was like, come on, there's got to be something in there. Just shake it. And I put it back in. And then every single time it printed, the printer would like take the paper and jerk it. And it just got a paper jam inside of it every time. I was just like, this. God.
Yeah, man. Shit. And all that frustration for like what do you need a printer for, like once a year? Just go to FedEx.
I use it more than you. Because I'm just like, well, I need to have it because I can't
Why?
Go to Kinko's
what do you have to print out?
God, what the hell? I don't even remember what the thing was. I think it was
like a contract. You can sign those online. Like you get a PDF filler or whatever, and you just.
That's what I ended up doing with
signature.
This one.
So that's my point. Why do you screw around with a printer? They're literally useless. I thought I needed to print something. It's so funny because I'm doing this military tour, right? And same thing. They sent this. Oh my God! It's from like Saudi Arabia. It was like declare your devices, and I had to give them like the serial number for my laptop and my computer, and they were like, You solemnly swear not to download porn and no jacking off and all this stuff. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Well, okay, sure, whatever you say, but you have the swords. But so I'm gonna sign this thing, and I go, God, and for some reason when I was trying to do it on my phone. I was trying to be really slick and just doing it all on my phone, and I screwed it up. And the way the iPhone does it is kind of weird. And Anyway, so it's like, you know what? I got to print out these posters for my album. I actually hung posters around the telephone poles.
Instagram story.
Yeah, which is funny because have you ever done that before? This is a quick aside. Have you ever hung like posters on a telephone pole? So I Googled it first because I was like, what are the good spots? Like, I mean, it's Portland. Like, you should just go to any telephone pole. But like, I was like, where like do people go where it's like acceptable? I don't want to get yelled at by someone. And then I don't know what side I ended up on, but some like sort of like NIMBY neighborhood association. Every post was like, this is littering. you're a criminal if you do this. And I was like, it really got in my head. So then I was driving around and I like go to a telephone pole and I'd like look over my shoulder and a car would, I'd get freaked out and I'd give up and I'd run back in the car and I'd find. So I really only hung it on obscure telephone poles that no one probably ever walks by because I was too scared.
You didn't want to get seen.
Yeah, I was too scared of the backlash. And then I thought about it. I was like, you're nervous about hanging this, but your freaking name and face is on the poster and where you're going to be on Saturday. Like, if anybody has a problem, they can come tell you about it. But anyway, so I went to go print it out at Kinko's, the posters and this form. Did it. And then I got home on my computer and I started writing, and then I realized it's just easier to do it on my computer, the PDF filler. So that's what I did. So I didn't even use those two things that I went to Kinko's and printed out.
Well, maybe I don't need a printer, but I want HP to know that I am onto them.
Well, I'm backing you up on the boycott of HP because I can't believe they're still in business. I don't know how do printer companies stay in business. I'll never understand, but
yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's infuriating.
Well, buddy,
do you want to hear about this bidet?
Yeah. Is this what? Do you need backup on this, or is the bidet just gonna be? Is this just bidet talk, and then we can?
This is just bidet talk.
Okay. This is a new segment.
This is still pre-show banter.
Okay.
Because it was me and Aaron's birthday. Yesterday was Aaron's birthday, and mine was the 15th.
Oh, happy birthday, you guys.
Thank you. Oh, my God. Thank you.
Are you guys the same age? I forgot.
Yeah.
The exact same age.
Well, yeah, 3 days apart.
Wow.
It was meant to be. Written in the stars. Isn't that romantic? So we did, we said, okay, we're too broke. Let's just swear we won't get each other presents. We'll get something for the house. And the bidet came right between our birthdays. So I kind of be like, all right, that's our birthday present is clean butts, right?
Yeah.
Have we? I don't know how much we've talked because I talked to both my brothers on the phone about the bidet. Have you used a bidet?
No. And so I posed a question, I think it was last week, but what I'm really curious is it supplemental to wiping, or it just takes wiping out of the picture altogether?
I didn't see. That's a good question. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You're like, I don't do either.
We talked about this. I do not do either.
Doesn't change anything for me.
You're supposed, according to the pamphlet, you're supposed to have like a butt rag that you just dry your butt. So it's like you're not supposed to use toilet paper or anything.
Okay.
You're supposed to just bidet, but then your butt's all wet, and so you have to,
So you have where
you're supposed to have a butt towel.
Where do you hang the butt towel?
I don't know. I don't know what
Is
Aaron
it decorative?
does. I don't know what Aaron does, but I just use my shower towel that's already right by the, hanging by the shower anyway.
What?
It doesn't have poop on it. I got a clean butt.
I know, but you're just okay. You're just like patting your. You're just patting.
I'm not wiping my ass.
Not like
just
wiping it with your shower towel.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and I talked to my brother Ben, who's in Seattle. He is all about that bidet life. He is.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy to hear about your bidet," because he has a bidet, and we stayed with him. I didn't know they had one because we had our own bathroom. So he's a big fan of the bidet. What he does is he does the bidet, dries his butt somehow, and then he wipes just to double check, just to make sure.
Right.
So I've been doing that, and so far, no streaks.
I love it.
Yeah.
But then you're using like the point is that you use less toilet paper, or the point is that your butt feels cleaner.
A little column A, a little column B,
man.
Andrew. It's all of the above.
See?
But what's weird is, oh man, I am such not a handy guy. The instructions they give you is like, oh, piece of cake. An idiot can install this in 15 minutes. I was like, oh, well, here we go. An idiot's about to. I was cussing. I kept having leaks, like all this shit. It was very frustrating. So I sent a really pissed off. They don't have a number. They're just like, here's our FAQ help guide if you need support. And they give you all the bullshit things to try. Like, if it still doesn't work, email us for support. I'm like, oh, email? That's what I want to do when I'm under my sink, plugging into the water line. So like in the height of my, I gotta calm down before I reach out to support.
I like
Because I'm like,
your whole Twitter line is like, "Hey HP printers, fuck you. Hey bidets, what the fuck? This sucks. Hey
pretty much.
Menards, go get fucked." Like every customer, you're like, do you ever wonder if it starts to be an operator error? You like hate. Hey Bic, your pens fucking suck. They're out of ink.
Everything. I just complain. But I jumped the gun because I'm like, this is ridiculous. You don't have a phone number. I'm sitting here. I got water all over under my sink. What am I supposed to do? And then, of course, I figure it out. And they're like, oh, my gosh, I'm so sorry. What's going on? Tell us everything. We'll get you taken care of. And I'm just like, oh, I figured it out. Never mind.
It sounds like a prank phone call to call customer service for a bidet and be like, help me out here. I got shit everywhere. I got water out going up my nose. My wife is crying. My kids are hungry, but I can't make dinner till I get this shit out of my butt. Help me. You promised.
Your pun-filled instructions promised.
Oh God, did the instructions have puns?
Oh jeez, every line. It's so irritating.
That bothers me too, because I did. I don't know if I talked about this, but some of the baby proofing stuff, to strap the TV to the wall, and they all had jokes in the just these bad jokes every other line. It's God, you're wasting so much of my time. I just want to know how to do this. Yeah, I feel like the more jokes, the worse the instructions.
Yeah. But so you've never used a bidet?
I have never used a bidet. No.
It's weird because it's not like a water fountain, like a drinking fountain, just kind of.
No, it is not. You should not be
using laser. It is like it is a hard blast.
Is it like the water pick, like on your teeth, like in the dentist? Oh my gosh!
Right on your butthole, right on the hole.
Dear God, it's not painful though, right? It's
not painful, but it's intense. Like I feel like if I'm not like clenching my butthole closed, I could like fill up with water.
Oh my gosh.
But I guess that's how they have to get it off.
But yeah, those American diets.
That's right.
Well, I want to try one now. It's funny as like I say, I'm going overseas, so maybe it's much more popular in like those bidets in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if the hotel room has one, I'll give it a whirl. I've been in hotel rooms that have them, and then I'm always like intimidated. I've seen both where. That like I assume the kind you have, which is like on the toilet, you've installed it.
Yeah, it's
on
like
top
in the
of the
back
toilet
of the bowl.
Yeah, but I've also seen them where they're like their own separate. Have you ever been in a hotel where there's a bidet and a toilet? It's very confusing at first. And I've never had the courage to try it. I mean, the first few times I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I vow here on the podcast the next time I'm anywhere with a bidet, I will use it.
See, the whole thing is it's clean. Oh, it's cleaner. All their ads are like disgusting analogies. They have chocolate all over something. They're trying to wipe it with a paper towel. And they're like, is that what you want your butthole to look like? But like, so it's supposed to be clean because it's like, oh, you got to get water to get it off. But like, it's blasting water. This is just a little too graphic. It's blasting water right all over your poopy butthole. So your poop is probably just getting just blasted, all over. There's probably poop particles all over.
But everything is contained inside the toilet because you're still sitting on the toilet, right? When you're
Yeah.
Like, is it splashing out of the?
No, well, no, but it could. Oh, it could. You got to start with very low, like the lowest pressure, because
I was going to ask that if they're adjustable pressures.
well, you can turn the intensity knob, and then there's a little switch that kind of makes it go whoop 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 whoop, so that like it points at different spots, so you can like get it right on target, you know. But you got to wonder, like, wouldn't you think that every guy's ball, like the back of everyone's balls, would just have poop particles? Because that's where it's like blasting it off your butt onto your balls.
Yeah, Johnny, you gotta wonder.
You know what? I'm going to email support. I'm going to email.
Hey, help! I'm worried about my balls.
Do I have poop all over the back of my scrotum? You guys don't have a number. Why do we have a number I can call? Why do I have to email about this?
You're like on Twitter. Hey, Gap, fuck you. I can't figure out this t-shirt. Where's my head go? Call me back.
Huh?
You guys suck.
That's me.
Bidet
But you
top.
know, well, doing that, I've gotten the opposite. I praised Quick Trip about their cream-filled Long John donuts once, and they sent me a direct message with a code.
Wait.
They said, "What's the nearest Quick Trip you live near?" I told them, and they said, "Tomorrow morning, go to the counter." And they had a 12-pack of cream-filled Long Johns for me.
Wait.
Isn't that the greatest? I will forever love Quick Trip because of that.
Yeah, that's great. It's like I must be bad with my time management because you have 3 kids. You're running a household. You know, your wife is a teacher, works, I'm sure, really hard. But somehow you have time to contact every customer, good or bad. You emailed a gas station about their donuts being good. No one does that. You that is like 85-year-old man behavior who literally is sitting staring at a wall and his kids won't talk to him. And so they talk to Quick Trip.
I honestly, I think Southwest and Quick Trip are like the only 2 companies I've ever done that positively. Every other airline I've bitched about in my Twitter feed.
When did you email Southwest? Like, did you just because the plane landed and you're like, hey, thanks, guys?
Probably.
I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Most of us take stuff for granted.
Southwest is great. It's the only one. There's no baggage fees. Are you kidding me? There's no baggage fees.
There's no baggage fees. If you're smart, you don't pay baggage fees on any of them because you know the.
Because you know what?
Because you know, like for Alaska, if you have enough status, you don't pay baggage fees. Or if you have the credit card, you don't pay baggage fees. Or there's like all these ways out of it.
I don't want to have status. I don't want to have to be a platinum American member.
But you're already so loyal to Southwest.
But because of that, that's how they got me loyal.
Yeah. But my point is that it's a good thing that you take the time to relay your positive experiences. I'm just saying that is not something people do very often. Maybe it's because you don't watch sports. It's like the other.
That's what I do with my time. Is I review donuts at gas stations.
During the Super Bowl, you're just emailing Outback Steakhouse telling them how great they are.
This bloomin' onion is
like,
phenomenal.
Can you guys keep it down? I've got a call here to Nordstrom's. Just tell them that I like their pants.
Yeah.
But good on you. Yeah, that is because, you know, like it's like with comedy, right? We know people never reach out to the booker or the venue or you to say they had a great time. They just go, they have a great time. And they're like, great, we had a great time. The only time anyone reaches out or writes a comment card or something is when something went wrong, and then they want to vent their frustration. So it's nice when that's actually, I should be commending that, not making fun of you. So Good job.
All is forgiven.
You and your clean asshole
Me and
making the
my
world a better place.
Tushy, that's the company, by the way.
Tushy. Yeah, we're writing them wait, no, you wrote them
I
complaining,
wrote them
but
a
now
very angry. Yeah.
but now you're actually on board.
Well, they wrote back after I'd already taken care of it, and I was like, "Oh, this is embarrassing. I'll just ignore it." And then they wrote back again, and they're like, "Is everything okay? We didn't hear back. You seemed very frustrated. What's going on? We want to know." Like, yeah,
They're like gloating, like, "Oh, it seemed like a big emergency. Are you sure we don't want to send the fire department out there?" No, just the tone of your email made it seem like your whole family was being murdered, so are you sure there's nothing we can't do? No, it's fine. I figured it out.
No, I just had to tighten the screw, like you said. Just like you said in the FAQ. Calm down.
You were right. One of my questions was frequently asked. I know. It's so arrogant when you have a problem. It's usually on the computer. But I have a problem. And then they'll be like, check out our frequently asked questions. You're like, my issue is not going to be so common. This problem is unique to me. This isn't frequently asked. And then it's like the second one. You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I need to update the software. Well.
Good. Whoa, that was. Oh, wow. That might be a record-breaking pre-show.
This is like whole show banter.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think?
I can go first. Can I go first?
I would love for you to go first.
All right. So we have mentioned Amber in the past. Shout out to Amber. She's never been on. I forgot why we kept shouting out to her. Anyway, she's from Green Bay. She lives right behind us. From Green Bay, diehard Packer fan. And
Amber's been on.
She did the promo. She did the voice work for the promo. Ooh, you smell like a gun. But she hasn't been on the podcast.
Wait, Amber Preston?
No. I'm sorry. I'm talking about Amber, my neighbor Amber.
Oh,
Amber,
sorry.
Amber.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
So,
got confused.
Anyway, yeah, I should have specified. So, big diehard Packer fan, and I'm a big Packer fan. That's my team. But I grew up, my parents, relatives, Chicago, all that. So we had Bears stuff growing up. So I have Bears family in Omaha that are Bears fans. They got Duncan a shirt with the Bears. I sent you the picture, I think.
Sure.
He's wearing a Bears shirt with his Packer socks.
Yep.
So I posted it, whatever. And Amber texted, your son's shirt is lame. And I texted back, yes, the Packers are better than the Bears. But if we're being honest, the Bears logo is cooler than the Packers logo. And it just opened it was just, I was really pushing buttons and shit. But what I need backup on is that you can respect a cooler logo for a team you don't support. Like your here's the thing. The Packers, it's a capital G. That's not a cool logo. The Bears is a bear's head. That's cool. It's a cool logo.
No, well, I'll back you up. The Bears logo is objectively cool and cooler than the Packers logo. Like you said, the Packers logo is very classic, but the Bears logo is like cooler. I will give you. I will say I saw the picture, very cute picture, and I showed it to Heidi. I was like, "Oh, see, this is cute. He's wearing the Packers hat and the Bears shirt, and the Bears are playing the Packers, and they're rivals, of course." And
this is all unplanned that's just what Duncan was wearing.
Right, you didn't dress him up in that for the photo opportunity. But I did tell Heidi, I was like, if Ginger ever does that, I'll kill her.
Why? Who's the Seahawks rival? Like, who's their bear?
Like the 49ers, I guess, would be the biggest one. Okay. If she wore like a Niners shirt and a Seahawks hat, I would be like, you got to take that off.
Yeah, if your relatives gave you a 49ers shirt, you would just
I would
thanks, and you'd
I
throw it
would
away.
it would
You wouldn't
become
let
it
her.
would become my bidet rag. I would use it. I would hang it very nicely next to the toilet and offer it to anyone who wanted to wipe their butt with it.
Okay.
Uh,
Her argument, her response was teams that are named after animals are stupid, and there are no bears in Chicago. Ah, who
what?
cares?
Yeah. First of all, teams that are named after animals are stupid. The Packers are named after like what? Like factory employees? Like I don't know what is cool about that. I don't even. I'm not exactly sure. And then almost every team is named after some animal. Like most teams are named after animals. Like it's like that's like a big part of team names.
You know what's funny is I was reading the text exchange between me and Amber to Aaron while we were driving, and I said, "Oh, she said there are no bears in Chicago," and then I was like, I got on Siri and I was like, "Hey Siri, are there any bears in Chicago?" And Aaron about pissed her pants laughing. She's like, "Are you serious? You have
Wait,
to look that up.
there
You have
are
to look
bears. There are bears in Chicago. I guarantee you,
where?
at the zoo.
Wow." Yeah, they might as well be the Chicago giraffes.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, you don't have to be. The Seattle Seahawks. There is no such thing as a Seahawk. It's not an actual bird. It's just like a conglomeration of different
Things.
seabirds, I guess, like egrets or, uh, seagulls.
What do you think is the coolest team, like either name or mascot or logo?
I don't know. Like, there's the Seattle hockey team. I bet you'll like this one. The Seattle has a new hockey team.
Yeah.
You know what it's called?
No.
The Kraken.
Oh,
Like
that's
the
cool.
mythical sea
Yeah.
monster. Yeah, I thought that was like, and that's a popular one now. Like in Seattle. I don't know anything about hockey. I don't watch it or whatever, but apparently a lot of people have embraced the Kraken because of the name is cool.
Did you know my brother Ben, who's in Seattle, was a professional frisbee? Whatever it's called. They had a what is it? What is that game called? Is it just frisbee? Ultimate frisbee.
Frisbee golf?
Professional ultimate
Frolf?
frisbee. No, not Frolf.
Professional
But
frolfer?
the Seattle team was the Rainmakers, and he was a Rainmaker.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
But the whole league.
He
I
was
mean,
a
he traveled
professional.
around all over. He was a professional athlete, as high as you can get, playing ultimate frisbee. But the league, I guess, fell apart.
No.
Yeah.
There's no money in professional ultimate frisbee. You're gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
You know what that sport seems like? It seems like one of those things that gets like a lot of sponsorship money from Red Bull, and then it lasts for a while, but then they realize, oh, nobody's buying it, and then they pull the sponsorships. That's cool though. Ultimate frisbee is kind of that was when I was in college. I remember that was pretty big, and then I was never good at throwing can you throw a frisbee like a good, like get it to go like far and straight? You know
but
what I
I
mean?
can't. I mean, just if I do it like regular, I can't do it like he can do.
Like the
I
cool
know
like
he can do it,
upside.
like, the opposite way.
Yeah, they hold it vertical, and then all of a sudden it goes out perfect. Like
Yeah.
oh man, we should get into frolf.
Yeah.
That seems really fun.
I'd be better at that, or I'd have more fun doing that than playing actual golf.
I know. Golf's so expensive.
Mm.
But no, I'm okay, so I'm having a hard time. What do you specifically need backup on before I give it to you? Because
I think it's just this argument. I think
that the Bears logo is cooler.
Emotions aside, Bears logo is cooler than the Packers logo. But I don't think she was putting her emotions aside. She kept making arguments.
Yeah.
And saying no. And my thing is, you can objectively think that a garbage team has a cool uniform or a cooler logo.
Yes. Like, I
I think the Raiders is really cool.
Yeah. Like I don't like the Raiders. I don't like the Chargers. But if you like look at the Chargers, like their powder blue like uniforms are really cool. Like, so yes, I agree with you. But the one caveat to me backing you up is your friend Amber. I assume I'm just assuming this by the tone of her texts. Like, if the Packers lose, it ruins her day, probably like her week, right? If the Packers lose for you, it really does not move the needle. It does not affect you emotionally at all. So it's easier for you to go emotions aside because your emotion in it is very small. It's easier for you to move it to one side or the other. For her,
Packers could lose a game, and I could immediately tweet ESPN, "Hey, great coverage. That was good. Thank you for covering the game so well."
they're in the Super Bowl and your family's like crying, everyone's upset at the party. You're like, guys, come on, let's give it up for the broadcast crew. I mean, they just flawless, huh? Those referees kept it really fair. I mean, we can be happy about that, can't we? We just quality viewing experience.
Focus on the positive.
So that is it's a little easier for you, I would say.
Well, and also in all fairness, the Packers had won that day.
Of course, they were playing the Bears.
Place after they had already beat the Bears. And what's your thoughts on the whole? You heard the hot mic, Aaron Rodgers yelling at the crowd. I still own you.
Oh, he said we own you?
You're like, well, because he ran in their final touchdown. They just made it, gave him the 10-point lead, and he was like screaming at the crowd, and he was just like,
oh, I love it.
I still own you.
Yeah.
I still own you.
Oh, that's great.
That was like the big.
And the best
when it happened, but my brother told me about it, and he was like, yeah. So then I watched it on YouTube.
The best part is like he's so like, what can a Bears fan even say that he doesn't? I mean, he literally beats them every time. Like what for the last like 15 years or whatever. Like what do you there's no comeback. He does own them.
That's right.
It's kind of mild. Oh yeah, look at you. That's right. Us Packers. Don't mess with us.
Yeah.
And if we lose, I'll be eating donuts at Quick Trip. All right. Well, yeah, I guess I'm backing you up on the Bears logo being cooler. How about that? I'll give you that much.
That's all I need. All right, what do you got? Oh my gosh.
Okay, I know. I'll be quick. This will be quick. So
we don't have to rush through yours. I just can't believe how much fantastic pre-show banter we have.
How much fucking great content we've been pumping out this episode.
Yeah.
Hey, so this is what I need backup on. So, painting the house. The saga continues.
The outside.
The whole house. Outside of the house. And so we finally got paint up. We got all the body color on. I've started on the trim. I finished the front and one side, so I have two other sides to finish the trim on. But what I need backup on, well, first of all, I just want to say this one thing. This isn't what I need backup on. It's just an observation. There's like a paint shortage or whatever, but we bought the medium tier paint. Like there's like multiple tiers, Like what would your instinct be? So they have like paint, medium tier paint, like high quality paint, and then like out of this world professional. I mean, they're all professional, whatever, but like,
right.
Like,
so what's the question?
My instinct is like paint is paint, right? I would just buy the like blows, but I was like, we actually wanted Heidi wanted like the high quality one. They were out of that. But the medium quality one, I would have opted for anyway, because the medium quality one has a lifetime warranty, or lifetime guarantee.
What's going to happen? What are they guaranteeing? It won't.
That's what I'm saying. And also, how do you give why even give your medium quality paint the lifetime guarantee? Like, how do you upsell from that? Like, I don't care what it looks like when I'm dead. You know what I mean? Why would anyone care? I want my grandchildren's grandchildren to know that this paint is still. But anyway, so We got medium quality paint, whatever.
Wait, but when you said that the lifetime guarantee, like I'm thinking, okay, so my paint came off when it my paint came off when it rained. Hey, you guaranteed me. What are they going to hand me another bucket and be like, all right, you're right, here you
Right.
go. I'll be like, I gotta fucking paint it again.
The $40 a gallon of paint isn't what I'm sweating here. It was the
Right.
hours of my life it took to apply it. Maybe that's why they guarantee it, because they're like daring someone to go, yeah, right. What are you going to go paint it again? Trust me, the whole time you're painting a house, all you're thinking is, I'm never fucking doing this again.
Right.
That's all you're thinking. You're like, I'm going to get successful so I never have to do this again. And
That's what I was doing when all I had to do was paint the shutters, and I was like, "Oh my god, we are fucking never moving, and I am never this. She better love this color because it.
Oh, yeah.
Not doing this again.
That's what I love, too. Heidi would go out there and it's like, I think I like it. Don't you like it? I'm like, yeah, we like it. Because that's it. What do you mean you think you like it? This is it. You love it. We love it. And we're going to love
It's
it
your
for a
favorite
long
color.
time.
Yeah.
But so basically, like, word got out in the neighborhood because it's funny because I've been up on the roof and sanding and scraping for a long time. I mean, this has been like a, months long project because I can only work like at a couple hours at a time.
Yeah.
And so like slowly, like neighbors have been asking, like, "Oh, are you painting the house? You," and then everyone does the same thing. They're like, "You're doing it by yourself? You're doing it yourself?" Like because they would all, no one would do that. That's weird to me. I thought everyone painted their own house, but apparently, that's a job no one takes anymore for their own house. And so they all say this thing, and it was bothering me so much. So I need backup on. They would always say, "Oh, that's a big job. Really? You're doing it yourself? That's a huge job." Like they were trying to psych me out of doing it. It's like you don't have to tell me. Like I know it's a big. Like first of all, maybe I don't know it's a big job, but you don't. I feel like they're doing that to make themselves feel better for not doing
for
it.
refusing to do it themselves.
Right. So it's like I'm an affront to their own laziness because they're like, oh, he's proving that you can paint your own house, and that makes me feel bad. So I'm just going to make a huge deal about. But I didn't like it because I was like, quit saying that. Quit saying how big of a job it is because it's making me like freak out about all this stuff I have to do.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. And that's got to totally be their motivation. Like, well, I'm too lazy.
Right.
I gotta act like it's a big deal. And are they saying? So are they saying this? Like they'll walk by and see you've done half the house and like, hey, that's a big job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Oh, no.
I'm doing it.
It's even worse than that because then they would go, I'm so glad you said that because then they would go, then these little kids came over and because we sprayed, the body color.
Okay.
And then now I'm going around doing the trim and these kids came over and they're like, oh yeah, but the trim is going to take way longer. And you could tell like their parents had been like talking about it, like, oh, so Mr. Cock, okay, you got the body color done, but the trim's going to take way long. That's going to be the hard part. They're like, it never ends at every stage.
These kids saying
they're like 8
years old?
Yeah. They're like 6 and I don't know. How old are, I can't tell. If a kid's like under 12, I have no idea how old they are. I don't know. My daughter could be 1, 5. I don't know. She's just a kid. Yeah. But yeah, like it's like I feel like they were like psyching me out. Everybody in the neighborhood was like, "Oh, you're doing it yourself? Whoa, what are you, crazy?
Yeah, what are you, stupid? Whoa,
no, I'm just broke. I don't have $15,000, and my wife wants a pink house."
Yeah, that's what's hard is like, because I'm like that where I'm like, we could be. It's basically the same as making $1,500 or however much it would cost to hire someone and be like, if we just do it ourselves and we don't have to pay that, we're saving that much money.
Well, like that's the one. Like as a comedian, I don't have a lot of value, but one resource I have is like free time during the day. Like that's like one thing I can contribute, and so, I feel like I can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've painted houses before. Like back when I worked construction, I'd paint houses. I'm amazing at like cutting in on trim.
Yeah.
It's funny, like everyone says, like, oh, the trim's the hardest part. It's like I actually love it because, like, if you're
But
good at
you don't get
anything.
like antsy and like the
No,
tediousness of it. I just am
God,
like, I just want to shake my hands out and
I live for the pressure. I love it. I like I don't even. I was using tape in the beginning on the windows and stuff. And I'm like, what am I doing? Just slowing myself down. I don't need this
it's
tape.
getting in your way.
I do better without the tape.
Yeah.
So I'm very cocky about it. But no. So anyway,
Oh yeah, I totally back you up.
don't tell people that. Like, if they're saying they're gonna do something, go, oh, that's great. You're doing it yourself. That's great. You'll do it. A little positive encouragement. Not like, oh, what are you, nuts?
That's like, what that reminds me of? It reminds me of like when I'd be doing cruises or Aaron's talking to like we're with other people and it's like, yeah, Johnny went away for, he went on a cruise for 2 weeks to do shows, and then they'd be like, oh my God, how do you do that, Aaron? How do you do that? I could never. That is so hard. Oh my God, all by yourself. And I'm just like, well, you shut the fuck up. She knows it's hard. It's hard for her. Are you trying to make her be like, wait a minute? Yeah, you're right. No, Johnny, you're not going anywhere. It's like,
Yeah.
we.
No, I know. It's like,
how to make it work.
I mean, it's a fine line because you want credit for hard work. You want credit for doing it. And I do like people go, wow, you painted your house. Or I'm sure Aaron likes it when people are like, whoa, you can handle the whole family for 2 weeks. That's crazy. But like, yeah, you can go over the top with it where you go, all right, don't psych me out now.
Right.
Don't make me re-examine my entire
Yeah, I'm not trying to get her to be like, hey, shh. I don't want her to realize that this is hard.
Hey, don't blow any more smoke up her ass. She's already walking around here like she's queen of the castle because she can take care of the family for 2 weeks on her own. She doesn't need any more of that.
Yeah. God.
Anyway.
Do you have any cruises on the horizon?
No. Are you? Are you going?
Nope.
Oh. They asked for a fill-in week like I don't know, probably about a month ago, and I couldn't do it. And then I was like, but I probably will be ready, and so I felt very reluctant, but I was like, I did not become famous like I was planning to during this pandemic. So, and I'm not blaming you people. You're listening to this podcast. You're doing your part. It's the ones who aren't listening.
It's your friends and family.
Yes. Maybe actually that's right. You haven't done enough to share this podcast. That's why I might have to go back to. No, but so I emailed. I was like, but I can send you avails for next year, and she said we're not taking next year's avails yet. But that was like a month ago. So I don't know. I assume
2022.
Yeah.
Who is this? Or Norwegian?
That's the lady at Levity.
Oh, okay. Huh.
The Norwegian person.
Yeah.
I don't mess around with the other ones. I don't know, but
yeah. Did I tell you former guest Jason Russell is on his first cruise?
That's right. You were talking about that.
And it's a 10-week run.
Jeez. For who?
Holland.
Oh, wow. Okay. Have you talked to him?
I have done. Yeah. Oh God. He calls me all the time. Hey, asking me everything. Are the windows square or circle? What is it like when the boat ride? Just everything. He's like everything. And so now he's been on it like, I don't know, 4 days or something. And he's going up California so he can talk on the phone because he's just going up the shore so far. He calls me. He's all mad. He's like, hey, you didn't tell me. Are you kidding me? I talked to you. I talked to Richie. I talked to Chad. Not one of you mentioned gala night. I'm like, I have never met anyone that's gone on a cruise ship with more knowledge or preparation than you, and you're mad at me that I didn't mention, oh yeah, there's a gala night where you have to dress up. Like, anyway. So, but he, the second he said he was doing a show, and some lady was like, when do the jokes start? This was his first show.
Oh.
When do the jokes start? And he goes, who said that? Who are you here with? And she said, no one. And he said, oh, well, that's not a surprise. And she said,
Yeah.
that's because my husband is dead. So he is freaking out. He's like, I'm going to get kicked off this cruise ship. I'm going to, they're going to complain. I'm done. We are fucked. We are fucked. And then the next day he texts me and he's like, in all caps, I got kicked off. I got kicked off the fucking ship. And I knew that he was full of shit because he does this all the time. He's Jason Russell. And I was like, oh, God, whatever. And I was like, all right. So I texted him, but I don't want to say, because if he did in the 1% chance that he did get kicked off, the last thing you want to hear is, fuck you. You're so full of shit. So I was like, all right, I'll play your little game. I was like, okay. If you're not fucking with me, call me. And then he calls. He's like, dude, I don't know what, and he's like, the captain or the entertainment director called me in. They're like, hey, I tried, but it was out of my hands. It came from the higher ups. You have to go. And I was like, oh my God, what are you going to do? And he's like, nothing, because it didn't happen. I got you. I was like, this is exactly what I talked about on the podcast. You didn't get me. You just lied and then told the truth.
I don't know. I have so many questions, but I feel like the line is if I said, who said that? And the lady said, and I said, who are you with? And she said, by myself. And I said, oh, that makes sense. And then she said her husband died. I think you got to double down. I would have gone with, oh, yeah, he probably killed himself. I mean, you're already in for the goose. Or what is that?
Would you on a cruise ship, your first cruise ship, that you can't say anything or you'll get kicked off and they can't complain?
No, I probably wouldn't. I'm a coward. But I talk big on
comedy
podcasts.
Club, I'd say that in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. That's why comedy clubs are better. That's why I don't want to go back to cruise ships. But I also don't want to paint my house again. So, life is a contradiction of... The thing is he's on there for 10 weeks, and his first show, somebody said, when did the jokes start? Oh, my God. In that moment, you got to be like, this is going to be a long 10 weeks.
Yeah. And they're not even, they because of COVID, they changed it all around, and they're doing it in the BB King Lounge instead of the big theater, which is, just one of those small, whatever venues. And
I just think it's so funny, these cruises, these little changes they're doing, because of COVID we're gonna do, comedians have to be on for 4 weeks at a time instead of 2 weeks, and because and we're gonna put them in the BB King Lounge instead of the big theater. It's like, you're on a cruise ship. You've already said this is where COVID was invented, basically. You've already kind of just embrace it. If you're going to be we're on a cruise ship, you're on a cruise ship. Everyone's vaccinated, I think, on these things now. So, just go for it. Just go back to the way it was.
Serve bat at the buffet.
Yeah. Just totally serve bat. I mean, just embrace it. What these little half measures, this is the thing that's just annoying people. The big things are get vaccinated. Wear your mask when you're out in crowded indoor, whatever. But ultimately, once you're on these cruise ships, who are you kidding? You went on a cruise ship. You're running the risk. That's the way it is. You know, this other stuff. It's when they put the little tag on your hotel room that it's been sent. When we don't have real menus. It's what are we doing? That's just that part's over.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, I think
Good
another fantastic episode.
This is 78?
78. We're coming up on the centennial.
Oof.
We've got to do something exciting for it. I don't know what, but
79's got a special guest.
That's right.
They were texted today.
They were annoyed before this episode. They'll probably be annoyed when they have to do it. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Remember, if you want to hear what we're about to say, post-show banner, subscribe on the Patreon. And the Instagram Live episode is going up on there soon for your bonus. So if you missed that and you want to listen to it, you have to be a Patreon subscriber to get that.
Yeah.
And that's it for me.
All right.
Anything else?
Yeah,
all right.
JohnnyBeehner.com for my dates.
There you go. All right. See you, everybody. Goodbye. That's it. Thank you for listening to
The Cavalry.
The Cavalry.